Mrs. Peters, the crazy cat lady of Hiram High School. Today's topic, writing equations, part 2. All right, so let's look at something. Let's look at linear equations. These are equations that have addition repeating. Okay, the formula y equals mx plus b can be used. I want y'all pay attention to this formula because this is a linear equation formula. It's very handy. We're going to see it a lot over the next couple of months. M, the variable m, is the increase or decrease that happens at regular intervals, and b is the starting amount. So let's look at example 4. Okay, example 4. Lucy gets paid $150 a week and $10 for every computer she sells. Write an equation that represents her weekly income. What's the amount that happens at regular intervals? Okay, she gets $10 for every computer she sells. So that's going to be her regular intervals every time she sells a computer. Okay, what is the starting amount? Well, she gets paid no matter what $150 a week. So that's going to be her starting amount. So if I stick those into that equation, y equals mx plus b, okay, the two pieces that are going to be changed out of there is here and here. You get the equation y equals 10x plus b. All right, so we've written the equation. Now, if Lucy sells 8 computers, how much will she make? Which variable is going to be replaced by 8? Is it going to be the x or is it going to be the y? Okay, it's going to be x, right? Because x is how many computers. So I could be writing, I could find out what something equals. I could figure out how much money she made if I finished solving this. And I'm going to ask you guys to finish solving it. Okay, tell me what y equals. Let's go on to another equation. Example, Andy wants to mail a package. It costs $4.99 plus 30 cents for every ounce the package weighs. Write an equation that represents the total cost of shipping the package. Okay, now, what is happening at regular intervals? Okay, the intervals is every ounce. Okay, this is my interval. Okay, and so the amount that happens for every ounce is 30 cents. Okay, now what's the cost of it even if I didn't have any ounces? If I was going to mail something that didn't weigh anything, they're going to charge me, and that's going to be my starting amount, and that is this right here, $4.99. So let's put them in the boxes. Okay, my starting amount is $4.99. My regular intervals is 0.30 or 30 cents, and we're going to stick it in that formula. This one here, y equals mx plus b, my linear equation formula. And so now I should get this equation here, y equals 0.30x plus 4.99. All right, now the extension. If Andy is selling his favorite math teacher, Mrs. Peters, me, the crazy cat lady of Hiram High School, a box of chocolates that weighs 2.5 pounds, how much will it cost him? Now, look at the hint. What is, my formula says that I'm dealing in ounces. How many ounces is there in 1 pound? And so you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to go look at your unit conversions. Okay, and 1 pound is 16 ounces, so let's make note of that. 1 pound equals 16 ounces. Okay, so you're going to have to convert this 2.5 pounds into ounces. All right, remember, I wanted in ounces, so I got 2.5 pounds times 16, and that's going to give me the number of ounces I need to put into my formula. And don't ask me, I don't have my calculator. You guys can use a calculator to calculate this. And I want you to go ahead and give me the answer of why, how much is it going to cost when this amount here is stuck in there and you calculate here. So now, those are linear equations. I want you to notice they're two-step equations, aren't they? Okay, they look just like the two-step equations sometimes we run into. So let's talk about consecutive integers. Consecutive integers can be sort of tricky. You sort of have to get your mind around some things. So integers that are numbers that are negative or positive and are not decimals. Consecutive means they come one after another. And you always start with x. So I want you to stop. We're going to look here for a second. We're going to look at what consecutive means. I'm going to write up some consecutive numbers. 103, 104, 105, 106. These are consecutive because they come at one after another. Now, if I'm starting here at 103, what did I do to 103 to make it turn into 104? Well, I said 103 plus 1. Right? So what did I do to 103 to turn it into 105? I went 103 plus 2. Okay? Now, what did I do to 103 to turn it into 106? Well, I went 103 plus 3. Those are four consecutive numbers. Now, let's look at this situation in the exact same way, okay, as if we were talking about variables. I don't know what they are, but I know my pattern has to happen. So let's look at if I started with x. Okay, I've got some consecutive integers happening here. So what do I do to x to get to the next one? Well, x plus 1. Okay, what do I do to x to get this one over here? X plus 2. It's just like what I did to the 103. What do I do to the x to get over here? Well, I do it just like I did the 103. So I have four consecutive integers here. Let's go back here. All right. All right, back to where we were. Okay, example 6. 3 consecutive integers that add up to be 153. Okay, I know adding up means I have addition, so here's my addition right here. Okay, what number do I always start off with? I always start off with x, and then my next number was x plus 1, x plus 2. So that's what I'm going to get here. Those are my numbers. And it's going to total up to be 153. Now, we're going to simplify this equation. And it's going to look like one of those we learned in the previous lesson. Collect like terms. And look, I have a simple two-step equation that we can solve, just like we've done before. Now, let's look at consecutive even or consecutive odd. Right? You're going to have to watch out for those words because what we're doing is we're jumping over numbers over here. Consecutive even would be me coming here at this point. Get a highlighter out. Consecutive even says I'm starting here, okay, and I'm going here. Okay? Consecutive odd says the same thing. 103 is odd, and my next odd number is 105. And my next odd number after that would be 107. Right? So it really doesn't matter if they're even or odd. What matters is that they are even or odd. So I'm always going to use x, x plus 2, and x plus 4. Okay, 3 consecutive odd integers add up to 381. I know what my total is going to be. My first number is always x. My second number is x plus 2, and my third number is x plus 4. Put those into my little boats. Okay, we're going to simplify. And we'll collect like terms. Okay. And look, I've run into another little two-step equation that we already know how to solve. All right? And I believe that is the end of this lesson. Right? Write down your questions, bring them to class or tutoring, and I'll be happy to answer them. Have a good day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.